Thanks for watching the Council in Brief. I'm Susan Kennedy. We're here with the latest news of the Montgomery County Council. We start this time with the election of new council officers. George Leventhal wrapped up his term as president and passed the gavel on to Nancy Florien, who served as vice president this past year. And moving into her position, Councilmember Roger Berliner.
I would like to nominate our Council Vice President, Councilmember Nancy Florien.
Nominated by her colleague, Councilmember Craig Rice, this will be the second time Nancy Florien will serve as president of the council.
You know, when I think about a true public servant and what that means, you can look at Nancy's career and see that that's a shining example.
By her side as vice president will be Roger Berliner, who was nominated for the job by Councilmember Tom Hucker.
He's strategic. When he's not upstairs writing landmark legislation before this body himself, you might find him holding oversight hearings here into the challenges facing Metro or testifying in Annapolis for renewable energy legislation.
Those in favor of electing Nancy Florien council president will signify by raising their hands.
Council President Florien takes office with a keen eye on where the county is headed fiscally, which she sees as the biggest challenge the council has in the coming year.
The numbers aren't looking great for next year. The Consumer Price Index, which is the standard by which our charter is judged in terms of a charter limit on taxes, is less than 1%, which means that how much can the cost of government increase given what our residents are feeling and experiencing?
Also on her radar is boosting the county's image when it comes to attracting businesses. The newly formed Economic Development Corporation aligns the county with other jurisdictions like Fairfax and Howard counties. Both have economic development entities that are private, separate from government.
I applaud the county executive for moving in this direction, and of course we've embraced this wholeheartedly. We've appointed the new board. They're just starting to meet. They're starting to conduct their search for an executive director. So that should be up and running sometime this spring, I hope. And that sends an important message, just the fact that we've done that, that this is a priority in a way that it hasn't been previously.
In other news, members of the Public Safety Committee heard a report from the group Court Watch. The organization was founded in 2010 to provide a public eye on domestic violence here in Montgomery County. It observes court proceedings in the county to identify ways to keep victims of domestic violence safe. This latest briefing focused on applying existing gun laws in criminal domestic violence cases.
Domestic abuse is a huge issue. It crosses class, it crosses race. It's, in every part of the community. And women who are victims of it and women who are victims of violence fit no profile. They are every profile. And so I feel really strongly that we need to do whatever we can.
I think one of the main items that came out of that is that we need a place in Montgomery County. In fact, we would hope 3 places in Montgomery County where people could exchange their children or have a safe place for the parents who to visit their children or to actually drop their children off so that they could be visitation in Montgomery County in 3 different places so that it would be safe for them during at all times when they're dropping them off and when they're picking them up.
Also this week, discussion and action on a zoning text amendment that would limit the scope and size of future gas stations in the county. The ZTA would increase the distance between large filling stations and sensitive land uses like schools, parks, and daycare facilities.
They're just not compatible with neighborhoods, and I frankly think there are serious health issues that you have to consider, both the fumes from the gas station itself, but also the fumes from the idling cars. And it makes it different than a regular gas station because if your prices are regular, you don't have lines and lines of people queuing up to take advantage. Whereas the discount stations, which are the guys who put up the big 12 pump stations, they're selling cheap. They're getting lines of people out there, and the pollution actually becomes a problem.
Well, that does it for this edition of the Council in Brief. For County Cable Montgomery, I'm Susan Kennedy. Thanks for watching.